I'm Alex Rushdie. I was creative director on Dawn of the Monsters.
Hi, my name is Van Lawrence Ching, and I'm the environment artist for Dawn of the Monsters.
Hi, my name is Steve Roberts, and I made loud screaming sounds for Dawn of the Monsters.
I'm Marty Kugler, technical director on Dawn of the Monsters.
I'm Unai Cabezan, and I'm the narrative director for Dawn of the Monsters.
My name's Thomas McCall, and I worked as a game designer on systems mostly, especially the augment system, enemy systems, and the environmental interaction systems. The high-level concept of monsters just kind of beating each other up and destroying a city in the process just sounds like fun, just sounds like something that would be universally fun to bring to life. So that was immediately appealing. Outside of that, I knew that we wanted to make kind of like a really robust progression and kind of like RPG system. And so being able to take a crack at that was something that really appealed to me and got me excited to work on this.
Ever since I was a little kid, I've always loved kaiju. When I was about 5 years old, I went to Zeller's with my babysitter, Sharon, and I noticed a dinosaur. I was a dinosaur-obsessed kid, and I noticed a dinosaur that I couldn't name. I didn't recognize it. So I asked, well, what's this dinosaur? And Sharon explained to me, that's not a dinosaur, that's Godzilla. And things just spiraled from there. I became absolutely obsessed. I was drawing pictures of Godzilla all the time. I was making my own Godzilla movies at home. And I still actually have that first Godzilla toy that I got from that Zeller's trip.
I've always been inspired by movies, especially kaiju movies or any kind of monster movie, really. I was introduced to Godzilla at around 2 or 3 years old from a recording we had of King Kong vs. Godzilla from City TV's Not So Great Movies. Shout out to Toronto Broadcasting. Besides Godzilla, I have always been inspired by the 1986 Little Shop of Horrors. I watched the movie so much growing up, my parents had to hide the tape from me. The monster effects in that film made me believe that monsters were real.
First and foremost, a huge inspiration for my work on the project is the online game dev community, seeing the amazing work that people are producing and then finding ways to adapt it to the unique needs of Dawn of the Monsters. For instance, how we damage buildings is not unlike how another game might handle a car crumpling. The way our characters leave trails of destruction where they walk is similar to how another game might handle footprints in snow. Our trees are just grass. I love seeing the incredible things that people come up with and being able to say, that's dope, now let's make it 50 times bigger. Other inspirations of mine are traditional practical effects from kaiju or tokusatsu media, seeing the way they were accomplished in the past, breaking them down, then figuring out how to recreate them in the medium of games.
When establishing the tone for Dawn's narrative, I would often describe it as Pacific Rim in the streets, Pat Labor in the shits. But there are many other sources that also inspired my work on this project, from ancient myths like Arthurian legend, to modern RPGs like Mass Effect or Final Fantasy. Something that I hope we accomplished with this story is the same feeling of a much wider world beyond what's strictly shown in game. Same as how the old Star Wars films mentioned characters, locations, and events that you don't actually see in the films, which helped build an enormous expanded universe around them.
A big inspiration for my work was classic tokusatsu dioramas. Growing up watching Godzilla, which is my favorite kaiju series, I found it amazing how detailed the destructible sets were, and fantasized what it would be like to stomp around in the city and smash the building and see all the pieces come out.
My favorite part of the project was definitely my work on our destruction. I hadn't really ever seen a beat-em-up that was going to have interactive environments like ours, so I was really excited to be able to sink my teeth into making these systems. I remember walking home through downtown Toronto after work, looking at the building and saying, if Megadon were to grab that tower, what would that look like? How would it move? How would it crumple?
My favorite part of this project was probably working on the combat for the game, making sure it felt weighty and juicy and impactful without it being slow. So it's still responsive, it's still intense. that was a real key for me because I love action games, and I wanted to make sure that I was doing justice to that genre.
The best part of working on this project was honestly getting to work with one of my closest friends. I met Alex at G-Fest, a Godzilla convention held annually in Chicago. He was the first person I talked to, and thankfully he also found making strange screaming noises really funny. Besides working with Alex, working with the entire 13 AM crew was a breath of fresh air. Everyone was passionate about what they were working on, and getting to wake up every morning and join a positive environment made a world of difference.
But I think what takes the cake for me would be creating the augment system, and specifically the perks for the augment system. I've always had kind of a personal gripe with RPG games where, you know, you'll get this awesome piece of loot and all it does is kind of make your character generally better. Like you'll do more damage or you'll take less damage, that kind of stuff. But it doesn't ask you to play the game differently or to kind of think about things in a different way. So when I was tasked with creating the system, that was one thing I really wanted to make sure kind of I hit home.
Definitely recording the dialogue VO. I have never worked with voice acting before, and having all these amazing experienced voice actors without all my lines was incredible and fulfilling.
My favorite part of this project was seeing all my concepts come to life as we worked towards developing all the cool environments in the game. Then seeing all the characters smash and destroy everything I've built.
My message to the fans? I hope you have as much fun tearing our cities apart as we did building them up. A lot of time and effort from all members of the team went into making not just the environmental destruction, but everything from the sound of our kaiju to the weight of their movement to the impact of their hits feel heavy and huge and powerful. I'm so excited for you all to be able to get your hands on Dawn of the Monsters finally and experience it yourself.
Seriously, this game is so jam-packed with awesome content and Easter eggs for all kaiju fans. It really deserves your ride in.
We've been working on this project for quite a while and we've put a lot of hard work into it, so I hope that people enjoy it, get into it, you know, get nerdy with some of our systems, really take them to their max or their limit, I guess you could say.
I know many of you will be here for the big monster fights, and I'm certain you'll enjoy what those have to offer. But I hope you also give a chance to the optional dialogues and to go through the archives. There's a lot of good stuff in there for those intrigued by the lore, the characters, and the mystery of the Nephilim.
I hope you have an amazing time living out all your giant kaiju fantasies.
At the end of the day, I'm a kaiju fan at heart. So if you just want to talk about the game, please reach out and let us know what you think.